Hey guys, it's Patrick with Window Tinting Business. I just had not a rough day, but not the ideal day that I wanted to have. So on the very last car I was working on, I was doing a front windshield on a Ford F350. And when you work by yourself, it's you got to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But I wanted to talk about the importance of insurance, either having insurance or putting money back. It's very, very important. I had a situation where I had a rear view mirror because I like to remove the rear view mirrors when I'm doing, especially when I'm doing front windshields, and these are the standard breakaway rear view mirrors. You just hold them at the top and you pull down fast and swift, and the clips just undone and they pull off. And I'm sure you guys know about it. Now, the only problem with this, in the last year and a half, or I'd probably say easily within the last year and a half, I've only seen it happen twice, where I shouldn't even say 99 times out of 100, I should say 999 times out of 1,000, because normally you hold on to the mirror, you pull down fast and quick, and it just snaps right off, you know, because if you do it slow, you put pressure on the glass, and you potentially could break the glass. But it's happened to me twice where the ball joint that's holding on to the shaft that holds the mirror basically comes off and breaks. So that's what I had today. And it hasn't happened often. I think, like I said, in the last year and a half, this is the second time it's ever happened to me. The last time, I think it was like a Lexus or a Lincoln. It was something like that. It wasn't even a Ford. But it was the same situation. And once that ball joint pops out, you cannot pop it back in. So long story short, it wasn't an aftermarket. It was a 2010, but it had a backup camera in the rearview mirror, and I thought it was like an aftermarket piece, and it wasn't. It was definitely from Ford, and we checked it out. It's $1,300 to replace just the rearview mirror. Just the rearview mirror, $1,300. So it's very, very important that y'all either get insurance, which is probably the best thing, general garage insurance, I believe it's what it is. Get insurance, or you better put some cash back, because when I'm super lit right now, I got the sun coming off of the back of a car here. Or get cash back and make sure that you have cash available when you do break something, because unfortunately things are going to happen. And I was thinking to myself, like, what do I do? Because like I said, this only happened twice in the last year and a half, and I've probably done easily 2,000 or 3,000 cars in the last year and a half, easily. And like, what do I do? Do I now take, do I now take the extra 10 or 15 minutes per car and do that? Because in the long run, if I cut those 10 extra minutes, it's just gonna come into my production time, and over the long run, it's a few hundred cars less, and you're making, you'll make more money in not cutting that corner and doing it the way you normally do it, than the way I normally do it. Or do you avoid that, don't touch the rearview mirror, and let it go 10 or 15 minutes longer, and then you do less cars? It's like a lose-lose. In my opinion, I believe that obviously you don't want to be breaking cars weekly. If you're doing something like that, then you got to definitely change your game up. But if you're going to be if you do the norm and you do your normal thing and it happens, guess what? Unfortunately, it's part of the game. You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet, and that's, things are going to break, and that's going to happen, unfortunately. So just be prepared, get yourself ready, because it sucks. It sucks to do that. Especially, like I said, I don't own my own shop. I work for a shop. So when you got to tell the boss that something broke, and then they got to file, an insurance claim on it, it's not a fun experience. Let's just say that. So, good thing for me, it's far and few between. Let's knock on some wood. I don't have wood. I got wood right here. Knock on wood, it's far and few between. But it's just important that, like I said, you either have insurance and you can file a claim for that, or you have cash back, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 put back just in case, if you don't have insurance, so that you can pay for something that breaks. Typically, it doesn't cost this much. This is probably the most expensive thing I've ever broken on a vehicle. Again, knock on wood. Knock on wood. But that's my 2 cents on that. Make sure you get insurance or you get cash back, so you can cover your buttocks. If not, and you don't have either or, and you do something like that, then you have bigger problems. You know, they can probably sue you, or they can, you know, do a horrible review or other, you know, things that you don't want to deal with, especially if you're in the business long term. So that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any like horror stories or things that you've broken on cars or other things like that, feel free to comment below. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. And I guess I'll talk to y'all when I talk to y'all. Have a good one.